Hi everyone. Today I am going to present pattern recognition agent, which is designed in Python with Python language. It's a structured and efficient solution for detecting binary patterns within strings. So this project highlights essential concepts like algorithmic logic, input validation, and flexible configuration. So you can find this code and implementation in my GitHub repo. So the pattern recognition agent is designed to detect occurrences of specific binary patterns with a given string. So this input string should be a binary values. It means 0 and 1s, and the pattern also should be binary values. So when it finds the pattern, so it's going to mark the end position for each detected pattern with 1. So that means for the output, we are going to create all 0. And then whenever it finds a pattern, so it's going to replace the value with 1. So for example, if this is my input value and this is my pattern, for example, and this is for my input. So this is 2, 4, 6, 8 character. So that means I'm going to create 8, 0 and 2, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8. So it's going to be like this. And wherever it finds the pattern, so like in this, it's going to find here, then it's going to mark this one as 1. And if the overlap is allowed, then it's going to mark this one 1 and then another one. So this is the logic where we are going to implement. So when it comes to the design, so I'm going to explain the state diagram. So we have the input validation section. So here in input validation, we are going to validate the couple of things, like if the uh, input and the pattern is binary or not, if the pattern is empty or not, if the pattern length is less than the input length. So after the validation is done, so we are going to initialize the values. So we are going to initialize 3 values. One is input value, another one is the pattern value, and the third thing is the overlap is allowed or disallowed. So this is going to be like reusable dynamic recognition agent. So we can give any input, any pattern, and we can define if it is overlap is allowed or not. So once the initialization is done, then we will call the pattern search method. And if the in the input validation, if the validation is anything is not right, so then it's going to be error out. If everything is fine, then it's going to go to the pattern search, and it will search and it will try to find the pattern, and it's going to end the process. So when it comes to like key features, I have a pattern detection. So pattern detection agent identifies every occurrence of a specific binary pattern, and overlap control. In this, we can decide whether to allow overlapping or not. And input validation is going to ensure that both the input string and the pattern consist of zeros and ones. And that is what in the beginning section we are doing it. And result tracking. In the result, we are just providing the output string with the markers of patterns. So the marker of pattern is the one which I shown before, where we are finding in which position. Uh, so all the non-pattern sections will be 0, and whenever the pattern we are finding. So it's going to be 1. So the usage example here based on my documentation. So we are calling the pattern recognition agent class, and we are giving this 3 parameter input string, pattern, and allowed overlap. So these are the default values. Allowed overlap is the default value. So by default it is false, but you can change as true or false while passing the value. And then we are running the agent object, and we are trying to call the detect pattern method to detect the pattern. So this is going to be the output format. So I will try to show in below section once we are when I try to explain. So after the agent class, so I created another class for unit testing. So I try to make sure I'm trying to cover everything. So in this class, we have initialization, the constructor method for initializing the values, and we have detect pattern method to detect the pattern, and we have run test case. So I have actually deleted this one. So I was having some concept, so I just removed that one. So when it comes to the coding, so this is the initialization part. So whatever value we are passing, so we are initializing in our constructor. So we are trying to make sure everything is initialized. So we are passing input string, pattern, and allow overlap. So by default, as you see, it is a false, and you can enable it or disable it. So here we are trying to create the output value. We are initializing with the zeros. So we are taking the length of the input string. If it is 10, then it's going to create 10 zeros. And then this is for matching position. As of now, initially it is empty, and based on the results, it's going to add the values. So in detect pattern method, this is the validation section. So here I am checking if the input string has only 0 and 1, not other than 0 and 1. If not, it's going to error out input string must contain only 0 or 1 and 1 or. And this is checking the same way in the pattern. So pattern also should have the binary values. And if the pattern is empty, it's going to error out this one. And if the length is pattern length is greater than the input length. And here I'm initializing the value again for output array. And this is the match position I am defining here. So this is the place where I check the values or I identify the pattern. So how I do here is I will try to explain with diagram. So I'm using a while loop. So here I am taking while loop I'm initializing as 0. So here it is taking 0. 0 is less than length of input string. So I'm taking an example of what example I can take. For example, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. And this is input string, and my pattern is 1, 0, 0, 1. Or let me take it up so I can use that section. So the pattern is 1, 0, 0, 1. So I'm going to catch that pattern. So the logic what I implemented here is, so it's going to take the length of this one. This is 4. And the length of this one, it is 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So this is 12. This is 4. So it's going to take the first 4 and it's going to check 0, 1, 0, 0 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. So this is no. Then it's going to move to here. Then it's going to take this 4, and it's going to be 1, 0, 0, 0 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. So it's going to be no. Like this, it's going to iterate. So when it comes to here, it's going to be 1, 0, 0, 1 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. Yes. So that when it catch the pattern, so what's going to happen here? We are taking from starting, we are taking the substring of starting from the I value plus the pattern length. So if the I is 0, from 0 to 4th, 1 to 5th, 2 to 6th, something like this, we are iterating. And then when it catch the pattern, so it's going to find the end position. So end position is I value plus the pattern minus 1, because we are going to take the end index. So in this case, so the pattern is 4. So this value is 4. I value is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 5. 5 plus 9 minus 1, 8. So it is going to be 8 index. So it is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is the last index. So I have my output value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that means it's going to find the 8th position, and it will going to replace with 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's going to replace this 0 with 1. And then it's going to come and check if the overlap is allowed or not. So by default in our example, it was false. So it's going to skip this one, and it's going to take the pattern I plus pattern. So I is 5 plus 4. It's going to 9th index. So then that means this is the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8, 9. So my I value will jump here. So from here, it's going to try to check the pattern, and it will not find, and it will give me output of this one. If it is the overlap is false, true, then it's going to iterate the I value. So my I value was here, then it's going to be here. Then again, it will start checking 0, 0, 1, 0 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. No. And then when it comes here, then it will check 1, 0, 0, 1 is equal to 1, 0, 0, 1. Then it's going to find another pattern. So this is the latest one. Then it's going to put this one as 1. So the code is working in this way. And I can show here, like, so this is the place where it is joining the values, and it's trying to find the matching positions. And this is the method where to run the test to return the values. And this is my test. So as I said, my implementation is capable of accepting any pattern and any input values. So I just randomly put some input values and the patterns to identify. So this is the array. So it's going to find the values, and then in this for loop, I am just trying to loop these values, input string and the pattern, and then in the inner loop, I am trying to test with when it's overlapped or it's not overlapped. So it's trying to validate everything. And then this is also another like specific overlapping test. Apart from this one, I just try to put directly, so to show another different way. So then I'm running the test here. So I'm running the test. I'm running the overlapping test cases. That means I'm running this test, this method, and this method to run all the test cases. So this is the output. So this is the input string. This is the pattern. This is showing if the overlap is allowed or not. Based on that, it's giving the output. And then it is showing in what position it is. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 position. You can see. And in the same way, it's trying to print all the matching ones. So, and this is the specific ones. So it is available here. And then I created the unit test. So then the unit test is for trying to make sure the written method is as expected or not. So here I try to cover different scenario, like there is no overlap, when the overlap, and when there is no match, when there is multiple match, and there is no overlap, multiple match with overlap, pattern longer than input, invalid pattern, and empty pattern. So when I run those things, so I just put, because here there are assertions. If there is an issue with the assertion, it's going to fail. So um, I just put print out so to see the output. Otherwise, the output will be like this, but it's going to show like this. So we can run this code in Google Colab. So I have written in the Colab. So I'm just going to open the Colab. So it is the same. So it's not going to show the image because image is not, when we are running the Colab, it's not going to be here. So, I mean, we need to add the file here. So I'm running the code here. So this is going to run the code, and then this is everything is initialized. Now I'm going to run the test. So when I run the test, I need to get the same output. I'm just running the test. Yes. So this is with the overlap. It's going to find 3. It is without overlap. It's not going to. Sorry, let me go to the beginning. So this case is if the overlap is false, it's only finding in one location. That means one pattern. If the overlap is true, then it's finding in the 2 location. Like this, there are multiple test cases I have defined, as I shown previously. And this is the unit test. So I need to initialize, import the unit test, and then I can run this unit test. So when I run the unit test, and if you want, like we can try to change some cases. For example, 0, 0, 1. So it is, instead of finding 3, I think it's supposed to find 4, and this case should be failed. So and I'm just running the cases. As you can see in the line 34, it says it's supposed to be like this, but it find another. So there is another addition over here. So this is the where the unit test works. So I'm just taking back and running this one again, and then running here. So everything is, so 9 tests I have written and all are passed. So I think that's it from my side to explain everything. And I can say as a conclusion, like this code and the pattern recognition agent demonstrates how we can break down a complex problem into like manageable logical steps, and whether we are dealing with the data analysis or pattern recognition or like practical applications, uh, if we follow this type of approach, and we can get like accuracy and adaptability. And yeah, so as a key takeaway, I can say that this is combination of simplicity and flexibility. So the logic is simple and it is flexible. So that means we can try multiple different patterns, uh, and even with the different lengths. And I try to make it like modular design, and I try to put as much as explanation or the comments. And I'm trying also with the unit test, I try to ensure that uh, input validation and testing is correct. The agents are guaranteeing us the reliability. So that was my focus. Uh, so that's it. So thanks everyone for watching this one.